no pejorative meaning attached to people there, but when I say Gujarat, it means something. It means Gujarat in 2002. Having exposed my prejudices, if you want to call them predilections, I now switch my gear, as it were, to speak dispassionately about Naveen Soorinje's case. Naveen Soorinje, most of you may have heard, has been booked, and Madam Vasanthi also narrated the incident. You are not going into the details. Broadly speaking, I went through the charge sheet. A friend of mine, journalist, sitting there, sent it across. Thanks for that. Broadly speaking, the categories of offences that have been put against the entire 44 accused who have been, named in the charge sheet are unlawful assembly with using dangerous weapons, for housebreaking, for abetting something of that kind, abetting these offences, for wrongful restraint, for causing hurt with dangerous weapons, for acting with intent to insult and outrage the modesty of women. And that itself is a big discussion about outrage of modesty. I won't get into that. Exhibiting any object to insult the modesty of a woman. Now this phrase is relevant for Naveen Soorinje. This is section 509 of IPC. I don't want to go into sections and make it too technical. But this expression which says exhibit any object to insult the modesty of a woman. When the police filed the additional charge sheet, please remember that originally they did not have his name as one of the prime accused, but later on they included him with specific narration as to what are these implicating factors according to the prosecution. So one of the things that apparently, according to the police, a wrong has been done, a criminal wrong, is that he has exhibited the insult or outraging of modesty that was happening of certain girls who were there in that whole stay on that night, on that evening, right? Now this is, I'm sure, a very big conundrum for every journalist, because when you see an armed conflict happening, or when you see a criminal offense being committed, is it expected of a journalist to be the police there, be an informant there, or first of all act as a journalist? I mean, these are issues of professional ethics, media ethics, so on and so forth. I will not get into that. But I am talking in the legal sense. There's only one provision that I want to refer to, and later on, if there are going to be any questions posed to me, I will get into a bit of law. But this one section I have to refer to, and you have to bear with me as I read it. This is under the Code of Criminal Procedure that we follow, section 39 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. And I suggested that since this is also a media school, each one of you must look up this section 39 of the Code of Criminal Procedure if you are interested to be a journalist on the beat and want to, be serious in your job. Section 39 says, public to give information of certain offences. Every person aware of the commission of or of the intention of any other person to commit any offence punishable under any of the following sections of the Indian Penal Code, namely so on and so forth, which includes all these offences which I just now referred to. Please bear in mind: housebreaking, unlawful assembly, hurt with dangerous weapons, so on and so forth. So if any person in public comes to know that such an offence is going to be committed or such intention is visible, then such a person shall mandatorily, in the absence of any reasonable excuse, the burden of proving which excuse shall lie upon the person so aware, forthwith give information to the nearest magistrate or police officer of such commission or intention. Please mark the words commission or intention. So if there is even an intention to do something illegal, there is a duty cast upon every individual, every citizen to report that to the police or the magistrate as the case may be. Now you may say that what is so peculiar in this and what is so specifically relevant for the journalist? I think that when we talk of public, we might as well replace that word public with the journalist in that section. Because most often it is the journalist who is the eyes and ears of the public. Quite often. And it is the journalists who are on the beat. They are in search of stories, they are going after issues. So they are the ones who are most likely to come across even the intention to cause a particular crime or an offense, right? Now let me come to the facts of this case. Naveen Soorinje, as Madam Vasanthi referred, got a call from a source, right, that some groups, and I want to read his words because he has given defense. Now all that I spoke to you about these sections and all this is the prosecution of the state story. Now his story is only one paragraph. I got a message from a source, and he says, I think, and the source said, I think they are planning to attack the guest house located in the hill at Padel. I heard them saying Muslim boys and girls. Okay, so this Muslim boys and girls for any journalist covering in Bangalore means that there is a potential conflict in the offing, right? Now when Naveen Soorinje got this information, admittedly, he admits that he got this information, in my view, under section 39, he had to intimate it to the police then and there. What he says is, he wanted to come to the place, confirm whether, what organization, it is not about confirm whether they have the intention to commit. He comes there to check out, confirm what organization is there, which is trying to commit this act, and he wanted to intimate the police a little thereafter. Now, this is the grey area. I am not trying to implicate Naveen Soorinje. Please do not mistake me. This is the grey area because, as I told you, even the intention to commit something, if a journalist comes to know of it, he should have intimated it to the police. Now, this is how the police is going to interpret it, right? I have played the devil's advocate. But under the same section, there is also a phrase which I just now mentioned, which says, if there is any reasonable excuse for him not to intimate at the very moment, then he has the duty and he has to come up with that excuse. I think Naveen Soorinje can justify that he had certain excuse because the information that he received, this is subject to interpretation, but the information which he received was incomplete and was not sufficient enough for him to intimate to the police directly, right? So this will be a subject matter of debate, a slightly grey area. Apart from this, one small, in my view, a small grey area, every other charge that has been made against Naveen Soorinje is absolute gibberish. It's absolute gibberish because he has been booked under three main criminal legislations. One is the Indian Penal Code, some of the categories I just now referred to, outraging modesty, so on and so forth. The other is the Indecent Representation of Women Act. Now, if Indecent Representation of Women's Act is section 3 and 4 was invoked because he covered that incident. He covered the incident where some girls were showing their bare hands. As if that is something we don't watch on our television from from morning to evening. Because if Indecent Representation Act were to be invoked, then it has to be invoked every day, every minute in our country. Simply because of the television, non-monitoring of the television. But here they choose Naveen Soorinje in such an incident where an assault is done to book him under Indecent Representation of Women Act. This is very unfortunate. This is absolutely an indecent act on the part of the police. I won't say anything more on that. And the third provision is again publishing something that is intended to incite mischief or incite public news, incite anger. He has been told, specifically the charge against him is that he has, by showing that on the media and sending those clips to his organization and everyone else incited anger and, mischief, and has been a cause for the rioting. This is the provision that has been invoked against him. And if these kind of provisions are going to be invoked, I'm sure you will all appreciate that honest coverage of any incident, be it the print or the electronic media, would become impossible. So in some, if I were to say, Naveen Soorinje case is an extremely unfortunate incident, and with all responsibility, I also say that the fact that the Magistrates Court and the Sessions Court both have rejected the bail is also perhaps a reflection of the extent to which judiciary at the lower level could really be independent. I do not want to say more than that, but it is unfortunate. As a lawyer also I condemn it.